my nuts fucking time. Let Bama play.
Give me Alabama to break.
It's when somebody takes what's yours. And this is our game. It's our time. And there's a bunch of guys trying to take it from us. So that makes the shit personal.
Yes, sir. We in here tonight, baby. Saturday night talking Bama. We got JT here. We got my man Marshall. We got the man, the myth, the legend, Stephen M. Smith, baby. What's going on, brother? How you doing tonight?
I'm good, man. It's Saturday, man. We doing this. We talking Bama. We know JT is with the kids today, so we're gonna hold it. Or JB is with the kids, so we're gonna hold it down for JB. And man, guys, what's crazy? I am fresh out of the Baccarat cologne store, so I didn't stocked up on some stuff here.
My man, ready to go, ready to smell good for him. Okay, I feel you. And Marshall, how you doing tonight, brother?
Oh, doing fantastic. Got me a little bit of late dinner, and then I'm just ready to get this show going, baby.
Okay. I like that, man. I like that, guys. So, tonight, guys, I'll give you guys a run through real quick of the show tonight. We are going to be doing some recruiting recaps for this week. We had a great week, guys. We also got some what's coming up next, guys, with some guys we think that are going to be coming to the Tide. We got some game day under new regime type things. What's some new things at Bryant Denning that's going to be going on this year? Best places to eat in T-Town while you're in T-Town. Stephen F. Smith's going to give us a breakdown there for us. And we're going to talk about the Tide's defensive breakdown. We're going to go into position groups there a little bit. And then we'll go into the defensive strengths and weaknesses, kind of like with the groups. We'll kind of break down strengths and weaknesses as we go. Also, guys, before we get started, I do got to give a shout out to our sponsors, guys. Our main sponsor, Workspace Solutions, guys. If your business needs a digital presence, a full-fledged marketing team, SEO, and more, they're who you need to contact today, guys, right here at the bottom, Workspace Solution. And I don't have my right-hand man to do it tonight, but we are also sponsored by Title Tower, guys, for the place to get your Bama gear, repping your towel, guys. We want 100 deep this year at the stadium. Rocking these towels, guys, with Will Sports right here at the bottom, guys. Get on with them. So, further ado, guys, we're going to get on with the show. What's up, chat? How we doing tonight, guys? I see everybody in here. Hey, me and my wife's in here. A couple other people, guys. Justin, we'll get you on the back end there. So we'll keep it going, though. Workspace Solutions with our main sponsor, and then we're also sponsored by Title Tower, guys. But update on recruiting with Stephen M. Smith right here. This week, we just got Justin Hill, big-time commit. Break that down for us real quick.
When you look at Hill, this guy right here, nasty edge rusher, a guy that's one of the perfect guys for that wolf package and that wolf formation. He can literally line up and come after your quarterback. He can go hand in the dirt, come after your quarterback. But this is one of the perfect guys that fits this Kane Womack defense and what he wants to do, which is harass from all ends, harass from all angles, getting Justin Hill and getting him right out of Ohio State's backyard. Keep in mind, this is a kid Ryan Day wanted bad. And for Kalen DeBoer to go right into Ryan Day's backyard and get one of his kids, big thing right there. And Devontae Smith, an Alabama defensive back, is really happy to have Justin Hill. Why? Because Devontae Smith comes from Ohio State's backyard also. Devontae Smith in that 2021 class, he came out of LaSalle High School in Cincinnati, Ohio. Now, Smitty had a foot injury in fall camp last year, which is the reason why he didn't play as much. If not for the foot injury, Smitty would have started over Jalen Key, the transfer from UAB. But because Smitty hurt his foot, that's the reason why Jalen Key got the start there. But Smitty's back. He's fully healthy. He's right now in that conversation to be the starter at that Husky back position in that 4-2-5 defense, the fifth DB on the field. But Justin Hill, guy's an animal.
Okay, so Justin Hill, Really great. Like you just said, the flipping from Ohio State, I think, is a big thing in my opinion. Me and Marshall talked earlier, and we spoke about it. And getting a guy from another blue chip, blue blood school, however you want to quote those things, that's huge in my opinion. That's also big for DeBoer right now. Elaborate on that real quick with this coaching staff getting this right now with all the new stuff that's going on with Bama right now.
I think it's huge because it goes back to how DeBoer is touching everywhere in recruiting. It's not just the South. He's got 6 kids from California. He's getting kids from Pennsylvania. He's getting kids from Maryland, New Jersey. He's getting kids from Texas. He's getting kids from everywhere. It's not just the South to Southeast region. So DeBoer, Jamarcus Shepard, Courtney Morgan, Nick Sheridan, Kane Womack, this entire staff has done a fantastic job of touching everywhere across the U.S. in terms of these recruits.
Yeah, 100% he has. Marshall, real quick, man, you got anything you want to ask?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I have to go on to the thing. I think we're understating about what this coaching staff just did, because not only is it showing that they kids want to come play for us. It's not just the Saban aura, but now we have adapted in such a way that they want to come play for us. It's Alabama, the aura of Alabama. They understand what they're going to be doing when they come here. Not only are they going to be competing against the best competition in the country, but they will be competing for national championships, and then they're going to be competing for NFL draft spots. They understand what it means to come to Alabama, and it is so impressive. But back on to Justin Hill for just a quick moment. The kid is a freak. A few hours ago, I sat down and I watched a really small clip of some of his high school film. I am insanely impressed. Insanely. Okay. I saw him running stunts. I saw him like Steven said, is a hand in the dirt. I saw him in coverage, covering the flat. It was just literally, you cannot ask for a better athlete. And guess what? We're just getting the tip of the iceberg. He's a senior in high school. Wait till these Alabama nutritionists and strength coaches get a hold of this man. It's going to be a beautiful progression to watch. Keep a name out for Justin Hill. I guarantee you he's going to be a top 20 draft pick in the future.
To add to that quickly, guys, you also got to look at it like this. A lot of people, and JT, you and I talked about this prior to the show. A lot of people look at, is Saban behind getting these recruits? He's not. This is Kalen DeBoer's doing. Nick Saban as the advisor to the program. Saban may say, I like this move. That's a cool move as far as his advisory role. But Kalen DeBoer is out here doing this.
Yeah.
His staff is out here literally hitting the pavement doing this. So it just shows you, yes, the infrastructure and the framework was in place by the time he got here. But it's another thing where, yes, you got the stuff in place, but you take yourself out there and hit the ground running too. And that's what he's done. That's what his staff has done. And like Marshall mentioned, there is a vibe. There is a tangible vibe that these kids can't say no to DeBoer. They can't say no to Courtney Morgan. They can't say no to the staff. This staff has gotten these kids so creatively hooked on Alabama to where they don't want to say no.
Yeah, and that's big. I think that's big. Where he said, Stephen Smith, the real reason the recruits come to Bama.
I be handing them kids a couple of NIL deals here and there. No, I'm just joking.
A couple Big Macs here and there, you know what I'm saying? No big deal, you know what I'm saying? Get you have to practice.
Couple McChicken sandwiches here and there for them. But no, I'm just
But no, so that's a good one, though. Herb and Rod, shout out to them, guys. Huge supporters of the show, and they got their own podcast, guys. Check them out too. Yeah, so Justin Hill, we touched base there. We just touched base on the Nick Saban advisory role, and I'm gonna piggyback off that too. If you're a recruit going to a team, you don't go there for a guy you're going to see probably 3 times, maybe 4 a year. You're going to go to a guy that's going to be the reason you're on the field or not on the field. A guy you have a relationship with, a guy you vibe with that you see daily or you routine with somewhat weekly to daily operations, So, yeah, Saban wouldn't be that guy. I could see
anymore.
where you could be like Malachi Moore stayed or Jalen Milroe stayed because he was in the advisory role. I could see that because they were there with Saban. So, but once this regime of players are gone, the Saban ones now are gone, I don't even see that even being like a stabled argument there. It's kind of just watered down in my opinion. So yeah. But we'll kind of move on. We also got more recruits, guys. I'm gonna touch base on some recruits so that we have also that are kind of recruited maybe a month or so, 2 months ago that kind of got lost in all this June, So, but real quick, the latest, though, recruit that's pretty big is Caleb Edwards, a 4-star tight end. Dude is huge. Stephen M. Smith, give us the breakdown on Caleb Edwards, 4-star tight end.
I have fallen in love with this kid's tape. I mean, the kid from Oak Ridge High School in California. Oak Ridge has done this young man a fantastic service by playing him as a true tight end. He blocks on the inline. Very powerful blocker. But he will get out, and the way he runs routes, the way he gets open, this kid's hands, there is some O.J. Howard, there is some Irv Smith, there is some Brad Smelly, there is some Michael Williams. There's a lot of there's a dash of peak in there, but this dude's athletically gifted, y'all, and he's only honestly getting started. He's athletically gifted as a 4-star tight end, and imagine already in this room, you've got C.J. Dupree, you've got Danny Lewis Jr., you got Ty Lockwood, you got Jay Lindsey, who I like. You moved Caleb Odom to wide receiver. If you bring in Caleb Edwards, now you can really do some stuff at this tight end position. You could have something what the Patriots had years ago when you talk Gronk on one side and Aaron Hernandez on the other, like the Patriots had years ago.
Well, personnel, absolutely.
You could have that with a guy like Caleb Edwards because of that type of hands, that type of athletic ability, that type of route running, most importantly, that type of size and body control at that position.
So Caleb Edwards, if you guys check out on here real quick, look under videos on the channel here, guys. Marv released a video, and it was released, and we put it out, or I think it was on TikTok one. Either way, the highlights Caleb Edwards we put on there. I made a little tape of him. When I was looking up tape and doing the video on him, man, dude, all I could think about was, I know he's a tight end, but all I could think about was Julio Jones, the way he goes up and after the ball. Like, he don't wait for that ball to get to him. He goes to the high point. Like, that's so critical, especially at a tight end, because the tight end role, you're already bigger. So what do you use? You use your size. So high pointing the ball is something huge for a tight end. I saw him high point the ball a lot. Obviously, high school to college is going to be different athletes in that backfield. But tell me real quick, Stephen, do you think him being able to high point the ball and his height and size is going to be what sets him apart, kind of makes him an X factor kind of role at tight end maybe for us?
Yeah, the way he attacks the ball, absolutely, but also the way that man blocks is going to get him on the field. The way that man punishes people on that inline as a blocker is what's going to get that young man on the field early and often, because as much as we look at DeBoer as somebody who wants to throw the football, DeBoer knows in the SEC you got to run the ball. Jamarcus Shepard talked about it. We would be foolish not to run the football with the guys we have up front. So Edwards' ability to put his hands inside the pads of defensive players and drive them off of the snap of that football is going to get that young man on the field early and often.
So, Marshall, real quick, you got anything for him on Edwards?
Yes, sir. So on Caleb Edwards, we're definitely going to see him. Like it's just which time of the game are we going to see him next year? He had a incredible tape of playing that traditional tight end position. I saw someone in the chat. Edwards is a baby Gronk, and I absolutely love that comparison because he does everything you want him to do, and he's so young. What do we have? 6'5", 235. Regardless, DNs are not going to want to see him because of how much he's been putting these kids into the ground. It's quite embarrassing for whoever is against him. It was great to watch some of his film, and then to go back to your point, JT, his catching ability was, in my opinion, severely underrated. He was late hands and deceiving defensive backs and these linebackers. Linebackers can't keep up with him, and the DBs are too small to tackle him. It was a grown man playing backyard football.
Yeah, man. So backyard football, yeah, I definitely see that. I can definitely see the comparison there. So O.J. Howard, hybrid tight end, I see you from I feel you. I kind of feel the same way. I think he's going to be
a really good
like
comparison.
That. We're going to kind of see how time develops with these guys. It's fun to talk about it and compare them. And Stephen F. Smith's head on right there with all the comparisons for this tight end. This guy's got a lot
also,
of bag
JT,
tricks.
Look at the offense he's going into.
Yeah.
Think about how friendly this offense is for young players to digest and to make their strengths stronger and their weaknesses become their strengths.
That is true, and we'll see that kind of. We'll see how that kind of this coaching staff. We'll see how DeBoer is, kind of how that kind of panels on there. Justin, real quick, what you got for us?
I love what you're saying about Caleb Edwards. I especially like the comparisons. You named several former tight ends. They were great in what they did, and to combine all that into one human being, my gosh, how's it happen? Right? It's like something in a lab. The physicality of a Michael Williams, a guy that can drive people down in the dirt. Then he's got the athleticism of an O.J. Howard, 6'6", just an absolute freak, and speed to boot. Big guys usually don't move that fast. And when you got that kind of speed, that kind of height, you're going to use it to the best of your ability. Then at the third one, you said Irv Smith, the swagger, the attitude, the meanness. You can see it in his play. I love when people try to tackle him. He acts like they're not there and like they're wasting their time trying to stop his progress, and he just kind of pushes them aside. You ask what kind of situation do you put him in? Well, every situation. Those guys you just compared him to, you keep him on the field the entire game. Down at the goal line is where he's going to do the most damage. Absolute matchup nightmare. He's going to be a problem. I cannot wait to see this kid on campus. And after a year or two of the physical development, this kid's already huge as it is. Imagine a year or two more of the weight room, the nutrition, and all the other intangibles that come into play there. I'm excited about this kid. I know he wears glasses, man, but you know what? Clark Kent was Superman. Right now, this kid doesn't have to wear a cape to prove he's strong. He's going to be that dude. I'm excited about him.
Yeah, you're right, definitely, especially with the comparisons, and I'm with you spot on. Like Stephen M. Smith was saying with the comparisons, you got to think when you look at this kid too and look at his tape with all the things you're saying, man. He's going to get on the field. He's going to get looks. I think this offense, I think he'll be really good. And some names and recent names of tight ends, I think he could be somebody along the lines of like a Brock Bowers was for Georgia in the upcoming years for us. We'll kind of see as that goes. Yeah,
better blocker, though. Better blocker.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We'll kind of see how it unfolds, but I think he can mean that to us soon. That's the type of player is what I'm saying. He could be a meaningful player for us, not just like a role player. He could actually be a part of our offense runs through, especially the red zone guys. Red zone body like that in the red zone. Huge. That's a best friend for a quarterback. It's a best friend, So
I also love Stephen Smith bringing in a little bit of Brad Smelly. People forgot how good he
Smelly.
was, man. That
I'm
he deserves
telling you,
more praise
look,
than what he did,
Absolutely.
especially in the red zone. He
Look.
never dropped a pass ever.
Brad,
Holy cow.
look,
I
Brad
know that.
Smelly was one of AJ McCarron's best friends. Let me just tell you
Yes.
that right now. And I remember my high school, Francis Marion in Perry County, we used to play against ACA, the school that Brad Smelly came from in Tuscaloosa. American Christian used to kill us every single year. So that's how I know Brad Smelly. ACA used to kill us. I'm like, why does this dude catch every single pass? That was Brad
And
Smelly.
he does. It's Brad Smelly,
does.
baby. And yeah, another tight end that I think we talk real quick, go down the rabbit hole of that. We're talking about tight ends. Colin Peake's one of my favorite Bama tight ends of all time. We don't do a lot of rabbit holes on this show, but I got to throw that in when I can. Colin Peake, man, that 2009 SEC catch over the top like that, man. That's just one of the like legendary, like cherry on top saving moments of the Saban era. But yeah, so keep the recruiting going, guys. Keep the show going. Stephen M. Smith, this is a guy I'm high on, man. A lot of people might not be high on him, but as of late, you've seen some uptick in this man. He does 7-on-7s. He don't really go to a lot of camps. Who I'm talking about here is Lotzeir Brooks. Make sure I said his name right there. 3-star wide. Lotzeir Brooks. Yeah, I said that wrong. Sorry, guys. I butchered that. I'm bad with names sometimes.
I had to watch a video on it too, buddy. You're good.
Dude is fantastic though. He's listed as a 3-star wide receiver. I think that'll change by the time signing day. Give me your takes on him, man. What you know about my man?
I really like Brooks as a playmaker, and one of the things about the kids that commit really, really early on, you do tend to forget about those guys because your minds become so enamored with the new names, the new guys, who's next, who's coming up next, that you forget the names that have not just committed, but they have continued to double down and say, I'm 10 toes down on staying with the University of Alabama. And Brooks is one of those guys. And when you have a guy like that, you want to continuously talk about them, highlight them because of what those guys mean to your program. Yes, you mentioned JT. He is a 3-star. I think he will get that 4-star pretty soon here. A lot of these kids, when they do the 7-on-7s, 11-on-11 type things, they don't do all of the camps because sometimes they may not get invited to as many camps as they would like to. But as much as they get an invitation, they go out there, they dominate, they take advantage of it. So I love Brooks. I mean, this kid can play offense. This kid can play defense if he wanted to. So I really feel like he's going to get that 4-star quickly here. But because of the fact that he did commit early, and many people want to see, who are the next guys down the pipeline, that you tend to forget about the guys that committed way early in the process.
Okay, so that's a guy that I was committed a little bit back, but a guy that I wanted to come back to because, like you said, he doubled down on his commitment and he stood strong with the Tide when a lot of people are throwing stuff at him right now. And speaking of that, real quick, Justin Hill had phone calls an hour before he committed with teams trying to increase the NIL for him, and he still turned it down and came to Bama.
I'm telling y'all, DeBoer
yeah.
got that creativity in the pot, man. I'm telling you,
they doing something, man.
They do. They can't say no to Tuscaloosa. I don't know what Courtney Morgan is doing, but keep doing it. These kids are not able to say no. They can't do it.
They can't do it. And guys, real quick, I saw a lot of them saying here real quick. I meant to do it at the beginning of the show, but we're gonna give a shout out and our hearts out, prayers out to the Jackson family, guys. Rest in peace. Prayers to the loved ones, to the family. Very sad news that happened today with him and 2 of his buddies passed away, car accident. Super tragic, super sad. Stephen M. Smith, tell us a little bit about Kyron Jackson real quick, man.
This one hurt me because I covered Kyrie the 2 years he was at Alabama, 2021 and 2022. Just a terrific kid, a kid with a bright smile on his face, full of energy, full of enthusiasm, so much promise, so much potential. He came out of Wise High School in Upper Borough, Maryland. He did not have a single scholarship offer. He went the JUCO route to Fort Scott Community College and really played well there and got the opportunity to come to Bama. And just being around that kid, just so much joy in that kid. And he was on the 2021 SEC championship team. He was on the 2022 team that went to the All-State Sugar Bowl and won that, and really wanted Kyrie to finish out his career here. But you can't blame the man. He transferred to Oregon, had a breakout year, a phenomenal year under Dan Lanning. 7 pass breakups, 3 picks, and just so proud of the kid. And he gets drafted by Minnesota in the 4th round, and everything is finally starting to come together for Kyrie. He just signs his rookie contract, and then late last night, just tragic. He and his 2 friends are driving up Route 4 to the Prince George County area of Maryland, and he's sitting in the passenger seat of the car, and the young lady driving the car runs. There was alcohol involved. Runs dead into Kyrie, and Kyrie sitting in the passenger seat, just dead instantly. And one of his buddies dead instantly as well. And the 3rd friend that they thought they could save him, and they get him to the hospital. By the time they get him there, he's pronounced dead, and it hurts because all 3 of them were best friends at Wise High School, and it breaks me terribly because, like I said, I covered Kyrie, and the smile that young man had would light up an entire room. So my heart's to his family, the family of his 2 good friends, the Wise High School area that lost 3 tremendous young men. It hurts. It really hurts.
Yeah. So, guys, that one touched Bama Nation, touched football, touched everybody. Let us know. It's real life involved. Also, I'm a parent. A lot of other people are parents. That's a call you don't want to ever get as a parent. That's a call every one of us dread. It's a call every one of us never want to receive. Not even just a parent, anybody, but that sucks. Some parents got some calls last night that sucks. Definitely thoughts and prayers here at the Bama Standard and our show at Saturday Night Talk'n Bama to all families involved. Everybody praying for that whole situation. That's a very sad situation, guys. And just keep thoughts and prayers. And I just seen Justin say something. He talked with a teammate, and they're going to do a tribute show for him. So be on the lookout for that, guys. We're going to have a tribute show for Jackson. It is sad, man. It's one of those things, guys.
Or someone said Oregon put out a video as well today.
Yep, Oregon did too. Which he shined at Oregon, dude.
He really did.
Incredible season.
He really did. Dan Lanning released a statement earlier today. Alabama football on Twitter on X released something earlier today. Coach Ephron Hodges on our staff, I think he's a player personnel guy, released something.
He did.
Wes Neighbors, who's now at Ole Miss, but he was a coach on Bama staff. He played at Bama under Coach Saban. Wes Neighbors released something. So many Bama players, whether it was DeMarco Helms, Brian Branch, Terrion Arnold, Malachi Moore, just players pouring out, just heartbroken of what happened here with Kyrie.
Yeah, man, that one, I ain't gonna lie. When I saw that earlier, I was like, yo, no way, dude. What? And then, it makes you think instantly when you hear somebody dies, it's like, well, what happened? That's your, number one thing everybody says in their head, well, what happened?
I mean, before we transition, I didn't even want to think it was real because I had just seen weeks ago that, man, he's about to sign this rookie deal. And the Minnesota Vikings were
them put something out.
Yeah, the Minnesota Vikings were just so happy they drafted him. And the DB coach was like, man, you talk about you the best DB in this class. I can't wait to see this. And before the man could even take the field, his life's taken from him.
That's it's a sad situation, and we'll end it like this. Everybody, has their own way of coping with things and getting through things. God has a plan. The plan, sometimes we don't understand it because of human emotions don't allow us to understand it. And it's tough, So prayers to the family. We'll have a tribute show, guys. Join us there. And real quick, as we look up to the upcoming recruiting, we'll kind of bring some light to the show, guys, for what's coming next. Caleb Cunningham, I saw the comment in here earlier. A lot of talks with him and Deer, the running back that was recently 4-star running back that was committed to Ole Miss, that has recently decommitted and now has free range and is heavily favored to the Tide. Stephen Smith, what can you tell us about these two guys right here that are being looked at?
I'm telling you, I think this is a package deal. To me, This feels like James Smith, Quay Rusall. This feels like Calvin Ridley, Sean Burgess-Becker back from 2015, where it's a package deal. You're gonna have to get both here. Deer wants to come down Alabama. Caleb Cunningham's like, okay, if you come, and I'm gonna come. It's a package deal. Like you even go back to remember 2017 with Tua and Najee Harris. They both take the same plane. And Tua's like, well, I'm gonna go to Bama, but I want you to come with me. And Najee's like, you know what? No, I am gonna come with you. And Najee ends up coming to Bama. So Caleb Cunningham, Keelan Deer. This looks like a package deal to where if one comes to Bama, the other's going to come right with it.
Okay, so package deal. Go ahead, Marshall.
It's just beneficial that one already wants to come. So,
yeah. So the thing with
Caleb Cunningham is a freak of nature.
He is, dude. The thing with Caleb Cunningham is there's a lot of flashes at him right now because the other wide receiver just committed to what was it? Oregon.
Yep.
Oregon just got the So now Caleb Cunningham and Meadows is two guys being looked at heavily right now. So we'll kind of see with that coming. Caleb Cunningham and Deer are two guys we are severely looking at getting. And I've heard a lot of crystal balls to Bama. And people are wondering, why aren't these guys just announcing yet? Some of these guys want to build the tension. Some of these guys like this. Build up.
They like playing the game.
This is the age we're in. They are enjoying the recruitment. They are enjoying the visits. They are enjoying the courtship from these teams. They want to see which team can court me the best at the pretty girl going to the prom. Who can court me the best?
That's so true.
Who can literally court me the best? Who is going to have the most to offer me? This is what these players are doing right now.
So, yeah. So, with that, guys, new recruits, got a new coach. Let's see. What's the chances just there flipping to Bama? So, real quick, Stephen Smith, you got anything on that one?
I still give Terry 65%. I still think he comes. I still think Terry comes. I understand this is going to be between Bama and Georgia. And Kirby's not going to let off this gas. But I think what DeBoer is doing and what Freddie Roach is doing, I think Courtney Morgan is going to be the straw to pull this one in. I think Courtney Morgan is going to be the straw to pull this one in. Now, I don't know what method Courtney will use, but I think Courtney will be the straw to pull this one in.
Keith Oklahoma, Dear Cunningham, come to Bama. That is the best. That comment right there.
What position is Justin Terry?
D-line.
D-line.
Okay.
Chris Williams. Nobody with a brain to pick. Chris, you are an Auburn fan and a Bama channel 24/7. So you cannot talk about nobody having a brain, okay, son? Because, any of my other Auburn fans would not do that. So,
I got a coworker who says Cunningham's going to Auburn, and I keep laughing at him.
No. If he goes anywhere, it's Mississippi State or Bama, in my opinion.
Ole Miss.
Because I say Mississippi State due to the fact Stephen M. Smith can back that a little bit from where he's from, and just some things with him real quick. Go ahead.
If not Bama, Cunningham may end up in Mississippi State.
Okay.
Because he'll end up in Jeff Levy's offense. Now, if he doesn't want to deal with cowbells, then he'll come here. But if he wants to deal with cowbells in Stark Vegas, because I ain't trying to deal with him, but if he wants to deal with cowbells in Stark Vegas, that's where he's going to be at.
Yes.
And just let you know, being in Mississippi and myself, nobody wants to deal with cowbells. Ever.
Thank you, Justin.
That's probably one of the most annoying fan. I don't know what you really categorize it as. It's one of the most annoying things I've ever heard, other than the pig suey cheer from Arkansas.
Look, Justin, I got to tell you a story that coincides with this conversation. So it's 2015. I'm at Davis Wade Stadium in Starkville. This is Bama versus State. This is where Derrick Henry ran wild and Calvin Ridley caught the touchdown pass. I'm watching Dak Prescott throw the ball to De'Runnya Wilson. De'Runnya gets popped. He gets laid out by Ronnie Harrison. Just laid out by Ronnie Harrison. And the fans are still shaking them bales.
Yes.
And De'Runnya is like flattened like a pancake by Ronnie thugged out Harrison. And the bale is still going.
And folks, look, I want you to understand what Stephen M. Smith is saying. Knocking out De'Runnya Wilson is no small feat. De'Runnya was a big dude.
The man was 6'7". The man was 6'7", and Ronnie lays him flat. Now, normally, to give y'all some context, let me give you some context, fans. At Mississippi State, right, when their offense has the ball, the bells aren't supposed to go off. It's when the other team has the ball. But on this particular day in question, the Bulldogs' offense has the ball and the bells are still going. So that tells you the fans are not conscious on this day. And their best player gets the football. He gets flattened like a pancake and the bells are still going.
Stephen, you and I were there in 2021 when Bryce Young and the Jamison Williams show just was on this full display. Mississippi State, every time they did anything remotely positive, even if it was just a 1 yard gain, clang, 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 clang. And on top of that, it was still under the Mike Leach, God rest his soul, regime. Anytime they did something positive, a stupid cannon goes off. So they have cannons and cowbells at the same time. Only Mississippi.
Justin, son.
Sorry.
Even in negative things,
I'll go back to backstage.
Even in negative things, Justin, the cannon goes off. Mississippi State missed an extra point, and the cannon went off.
So me and Marshall actually went to the 2022 Alabama-Mississippi State game. Mike Leach, rest in peace to his soul. We got to see his last game against Bama that year. That was a good game though. So so recruiting right here, guys. That kind of wraps up right now. There's a lot of stuff going on. We'll touch base with that next week. We still got some things to cover, guys. But with Kalen DeBoer and new staff in, guys, we got new vibes in Bryant-Denning Stadium. So what's it gonna be like, guys, on game day? New regime. What's going on? So real quick, Stephen M. Smith, any new? I'm gonna say a couple things here, and you run off here, man. New walkout music. Do you think the fans will be more electric throughout the whole game? And best place to eat at on game day.
Okay, so I'm gonna start off with this. The first thing for all Bama fans to recognize here on the show is there's a new fall camp day. Fall camp is July 31st. Normally in the Nick Saban era, it's that first week of August. So normally in the Saban era, it's the first week of August, on average August the 4th. On August 3rd, the players would report to camp. You would have the Knicks Kids Foundation luncheon on that day. The players would sign little autographs for the kids, little posters and whatnot. And then on the next day, the 4th, will be the first day of practice. This is now different under Coach DeBoer. The players will report to camp on July 30th. The first day of camp is July 31st. Also, there will be morning practices at fall camp. Now, how often will these morning practices happen? It will be interesting. But the first morning practice will be the 31st at 9:30 a.m. So the players will get out there early, they'll practice early, and they'll kind of be done before the heat of the day comes in. Now, I know JB is talking fan day. I still think they're going to have fan day. Now, it will determine on what day that'll be on. Once I get the schedule, I will pass that along to you. Once I get the schedule, I should get the schedule here in the coming weeks. But there should be a fan day, hopefully an open practice, but I think there will be a fan day. I think that fan day will still be in August, but once I get that schedule, I'll pass it along. As far as walkout music, there may be some new walkout music, people.
Okay, new walkout.
There may be some new walkout music. I'll get with the DJ holding the aux cord inside the stadium, see what he's got going on. But there may be maybe some walkout music. I feel like the fans are going to have a lot more of an electric vibe because Kalen DeBoer is bringing that this year. I mean, for me, under Nick Saban, it was kind of like that disciplined approach. You go out there, you do your job, you handle your business, you go home. But Kalen DeBoer, a bit more electric, a bit more enthusiastic, a bit more exciting, a bit more wanting to cater more so to the fans. So I feel like those fans will be a bit more pumped up, this year going inside of Bryant-Denny and seeing the nuance of everything. But you're going to feel that home field advantage this year when you talk about Bryant-Denny. Now, they're going to still have the LED lighting feature for night games. That's still going to happen. But there's going to be some stuff that, DeBoer will pull out that's going to be very cool for the fans to check out.
I think that'll be something like you just said about the nuance of maybe some new music, maybe some new this, some more new that, but not new and not changed to where it's like catastrophic. Like we're talking like little cricks, little ticks that are just that work for DeBoer.
It's just going to be little things that work for DeBoer, but also little things to keep the fans interested. Because as consumers of Bama football, you want to keep us engaged, right? Like we don't want to feel like at some point we're getting bored. Of course not. So it's little things that DeBoer is going to do, but at the same time, it's going to be things to keep us really engaged, kind of keep us on our toes a little bit. And that's what we need. We need things to kind of keep us engaged a little bit.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, too. Go ahead, Marshall.
No, I'm sorry to interrupt, JT, but this chat, I'm sorry, guys. I love you, chat. Y'all are cracking me up. But I want to ask a question to all my folks that were at the A-Day game. I had to work. Unfortunately, I couldn't get to go. But just remind me, how many people do you guys think were there at A-Day?
80,000.
1,000. Yeah, it was 80,000. That is a fact.
For us, that's normal. For us, that is normal, more or less. Like even during the Saban era, there would be 70,000 people minimum there.
Now, his first one was what, 95, Stephen M. Smith? Was it 95?
The first one, 08, was 93,000.
93, my bad. 93,000. Yeah, 93,000.
FYI, people, the stadium can only fit 10,000 more people.
And well, at that point, though,
it didn't have the expansion.
I think Stephen M. Smith. I think if you can, I can't remember at this point exactly how many it quoted or it held, but I think it was like 99,000.
Well, now the stadium holds over 100,000.
Yeah, now, but in 08, though, I believe.
It was like 99,000 something.
Yeah, and then Saban we won some natties and got some money, and we added on a lot. To
But then you think about it, Marshall. It was like, now of course at first for the Bulls like 73,000, but then more people started coming in. So that final tally was around 80,000. But you got to look at, he's not used to that coming from Washington.
That's my point.
No,
that's my point. This is my point.
And national televised.
What's going to be expected? What's the name of our show again?
Yeah.
The Bama Standard.
Exactly my point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Auburn had 90,000 8A. You are lying, Chris. You had 90, maybe counting coaches and players. You had 90. So
and kids.
Yeah,
And
and
cars in the
kids.
parking lot.
Yeah, and some people walking by. That was some random heads you counted walking by. They wasn't even coming in. They was
Actually,
asking for
I
directions.
correct you guys. There was 9,000 people watching on a watch party on farmersonly.com for Auburn's 8A game.
God, golly, not farmers only, bro. Not farmers only. Oh God. Oh
You
God.
don't have to be lonely.
Hey, Justin.
At farmers only.
Hey, Justin, did they all have straw hats on, Justin?
Justin, come back real quick. I want Justin to give us a good place to eat at for T-Town real quick.
Well, actually, I want to let you guys lead off on that. I have my select favorites, but I'm the producer of this show, so I'm going to let the host do their thing, but I'm going to finish up strong. So go ahead, guys.
Hey, Justin, did everybody at Farmers Only have them straw hats on watching for Auburn?
Sure did. Sure did, man.
Okay. Oh, God.
So Stephen M. Smith right here giving out the straw hat for the farmeronly.com fans right here, guys.
Okay. So my best place to eat and oh man, I got so many spots.
So give me. I know you got a lot, so that's why we're gonna do this. Okay, give me 3 because everybody's different strokes for different folks. Some people may like
good
this.
breakfast spot.
The breakfast spot is probably my favorite. But go ahead, Stephen.
Same.
Okay. So let's go Archibald Woodrow's. Let's go Southern Ale House across the bridge.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
I like Southern Ale House. And the number 3, T-Town. So Archibald's and Woodrow's, Southern Ale House. Number 3.
Come on, Stephen.
I'm going to slide this in here. Longhorn, baby.
Longhorn?
Longhorn.
They must have a good Longhorn.
Actually do. They actually do.
Hey, some places are known like Dothan, where me and Marshall's from. Like we have the most restaurants per square mile per capital of people. Like
we're in a vacation town. Give us a break.
So like we have like a restaurant. Literally, I'm no joke. We have a restaurant every you can spit and there's another restaurant next to it. Where
is that
the city? It's crazy.
Is that where Big Bob Gibson's is?
Big Bob. I don't know what that is.
That must be Demopolis, and I always get confused with the D's.
Okay. I thought you were joking for a second, but I was like,
no, man. If you hadn't been there, you need to go.
No, I don't know what that is. That must be Demopolis, then. Yeah.
Oh man,
Big Bob Gibson's barbecue.
Sam in the chat picked a good City Cafe in Northport. I forgot that one.
City Cafe in Northport.
That one's underrated.
That's what we were gonna say. That's why I didn't say nothing. I love City Cafe.
Underrated.
David Owen said Longhorn Steakhouse. Horns down, otherwise.
For the Texas fans entering the chat.
W comment right there, bro. That is good. So some good places to eat, man. I went to a couple places. I'm not gonna lie. Most of the places we went, me and my wife, we just kind of caught a bar, like to catch a game or something. Most times it's kind of crazy with the college kids and everybody in there. I don't remember the name of it. The bar in front of Publix, the pub, right there. It's kind of like a pub or whatever. Man, I had something to eat there, and it was fire. Okay, like I ain't even gonna lie. Compared to like when you go out to places and stuff, yeah, it was. He said Decatur.
Yeah,
it's Decatur.
Right.
Yeah,
thank you, Greg.
Decatur. Yeah,
yeah,
I know Decatur.
It's fire.
Yeah, Decatur ain't too far from here. Yo, what's up, Amber in the chat, guys? How you guys doing, man? Everybody's coming in the chat.
How you doing?
Guys.
Thank you so much, chat. Y'all have been awesome tonight.
Yeah, you guys
Rounders, JT, Rounders.
I got a feeling, sneaky suspicion that Marshall is going to take my breakfast spot. I just got a feeling he is.
So, what's your breakfast spot, Marshall? Do you know the name of it?
I cannot, for the life of me, I can't remember that. We stopped there, JT, when we went.
I know.
We were we waited in line for like 45 minutes.
Yeah, we waited in line.
Some biscuits, but what was the name of it?
I think it's the same as what I want to say.
It's right there. It's right there by the store. I cannot think of the name of it. It's been a while since I went.
Yeah, restaurant should know you. Me isn't here trying to lie right now. No, I go to different places. It just depends. I'm picky what comes on my food, not necessarily.
But Josh will eat a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit.
Yeah. Definitely. What you got,
What is
Justin?
yours,
What's
Justin?
up?
All
What is
right.
yours?
My breakfast place have to go every time I'm in T-Town, the Waysider.
Wait,
That
so
might
that
be
I
it.
think that was the name. I think that was the name of it.
Yeah,
But it's
there
a
is
biscuit
usually
place.
it's bigger than that. It's where Bear Bryant used to eat.
Yes,
breakfast.
yes,
That
that's
might
it,
have been
Josh.
it. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it. That's
Yeah,
it.
there is about a
It's-
45-minute to 2-hour wait depending on the
Yes,
game, but
yes. But
it's well
me
worth
and
it.
Josh got there really early, and it was still a hell of a wait.
Still waited. Yeah, got there early and we still waited.
Yeah, I had to get there at 7 a.m. to
Yeah.
Oh,
to-
We were there
dang.
at like 8.
Oh, geez.
but it's worth it. No
It's
doubt
so
about
worth
that.
it, though.
I
It's so worth it.
mean, it is, especially when you got guys like Jalen Milroe eating there. So
Yep.
Yeah, Marshall, go ahead and get your other two before I give mine.
Oh no, go ahead. That's like my favorite spot. You don't want me to pick my other ones because there was another bar me and Josh stopped at that I cannot. It was just a random bar, and then I was also going to say I have gotten the best experience from the tailgaters. We'll walk by a frat house, and they'll just throw us a beer, a sandwich. They'll let us come and sit with them. The tailgaters are awesome out there.
Now, Marshall, you got to come to my group. We're known as the Twitter tailgaters. We will fix
Absolutely.
Look, we will fix you and JT some carne asada steaks.
Hey,
some
we
hamburgers
coming.
for real.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
We coming. And we
Steven,
bringing
how
Justin.
long
I'll
have
be
you
there
been a
for the
part of this
Georgia game or
family?
the
And
Iron Bowl this year.
Look, I've been a part of a Twitter tailgater family, I think, since 2012.
I'm
Since
talking about the
2012.
Bama Standard family because this is the first time I'm hearing about because carne asada.
Okay, so this is how
Matter of fact, I
started.
think during the A-Day you were eating off of Marvin's tailgate, but you didn't tell us about the carne asada tailgate.
They weren't there this time for that day. They're going to be coming for the season.
You should have seen Steve, and he was over at Marvin's tailgate with Tupperware and 2 gym bags.
and a bottle of scotch.
That's how you do it.
Had to have the scotch on hand.
But my other two, I got to echo Stephen and Smith. You got to go to Archibald's and Woodrow's, man. That premier place for ribs. I know everybody likes Dreamland. Back in the day, I will say, yeah, Dreamland, when Big Daddy was running things, was the spot. 2-3 hour wait, worth it. Archibald's, though, that's my place right now, man. Never leave disappointed, never leave hungry. Also, got to hit up Bumhauer's. To me, that's must go. Shout out to Bob Bumhauer, friend of the show. Man, those wings are busting. Love them. My gosh. And the portion size of meat, fantastic. Never overcooked. Always right. I have a great experience every time I go there.
See, that's what you want.
There's a reason why Nick Saban had his show there for like 17 years.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, yeah. If the goat agrees, the goat agrees. All right, point blank, period. So wrapping up, best places to eat in T-Town, guys. Drop it in the comments real quick if you guys got a place that you didn't hear that you like, or a place.
Let us know, man.
You might just mention. Yeah, we'll try it out. That's what I'm gonna start doing now. When I start going more, I'm gonna start trying different hometown places to eat at and try to get some more T-Town culture there.
Mr. JT, do you mind if we break down some of these position groups, sir?
Yep, that's what we're moving to right now, guys. The Tide defense breakdown. And while we break down the defense, we're going to talk strength and weaknesses together right here with it kind of. And what I mean by the breakdown, we're going to look at the defensive line, linebackers, and DBs. And this is going to wrap us off, guys. We got 7 minutes here, guys. And I told myself I want to be on a good time tonight. My boy JB ain't with us tonight. Shout out to
Marv
him.
ain't here either.
And real quick, before we touch this last thing, real quick, guys, I'm going to get back on our sponsors real quick, though, guys. Whitwell Sports, we are sponsored by Whitwell Sports, guys. Get your title tower today. Get it today, guys. Whitwell right here at the bottom. We are also sponsored by Workspace Pro Solution, guys. If your business needs a digital presence, a full-fledged marketing team, SEO, and more, they are who you guys need to contact today, guys. They like I said, guys, anything to do with a business, contact them. Whitwell Sports. Those guys have the title towers. I don't have mine tonight, or I'd be waving it around in everybody's face. But to get on to the segment, to round us out tonight, defense strength and weaknesses by positions here. So defensive line, we'll start there. Give me some guys real quick. Stephen and Smith, some guys this year for the defensive line to watch.
Well, I never got a chance to talk with one of my guys, Coach Swift, who is training a lot of these defensive linemen right now on campus. And, he's high on all of these guys having a big year. It's going to kind of be defensive line by committee. We could see a few of these guys pop off this year. You look at Tim Keenan. This is a big year for him, a big year for Tim Smith, a big year for Jaheim Otis, a big year for Jamarian Latham. LT Overton, the transfer from Texas A&M. This could be a nice year for him. Some names to keep your eye on that have been in the program for at least a year. Jordan Renaud has a chance to be a special player in this defense. I like Renaud. Hunter Osborne can be very good. Edric Hill can be very good. We know James Smith can pop off this year if they put him out there. We know a guy like Keon Keeley can pop off if they put him out here on the field. So you've got at least 12 guys deep in this rotation. It's going to be defensive line by committee, but it just comes down to which one of these guys can pop and really, be a guy that can just harass the quarterback.
Yeah. So, if you got guys up front, the front four can get to the quarterback. It makes that defense so much better. Those guys you named right there possibly can get to the quarterback on the front four at any given point of the game. So I'm excited. I think Tim's going to have a great year this year. Keaton, I think he's going to be a Quentin Williams type for us, a dog. I think LT is going to be kind of like Chris Braswell on the edge for us this year a little bit.
That's a good comp. That's a good comp.
Chris Braswell, he gives me his vibes from what I see at A&M a little bit, and a little bit of film from his high school too. Just kind of, Braswell, he's just super solid off the edge, strong coming off. So we'll kind of see how that one goes. But I like LT and I like Tim Keaton. Those are probably my two dollars there. Marshall, you got anybody on the D line?
I can't. I think Keon Keeley. Steven just said him, but I absolutely love that kid. I love his work ethic. I love his physical stature. Unfortunately, I do have to agree with Steven again. We're not going to have a Quentin Williams, Jonathan Allen this year. We just don't have that.
That's probably the biggest thing. Is the strength of the defensive line is the depth. You have a whole bunch of guys. That's not a problem. The strength is the depth. No, exactly. Exactly.
I have 12 4-stars, not 2 5-stars and 10 3-stars. I think you want to use it in that term.
Right. Yeah. I think the strength is the depth. I think the weakness, if you want to say it's a weakness, is you really can't pinpoint which one will pop. You really don't know.
No.
You really can't necessarily pinpoint down which guy is gonna pop. And you could maybe say that's a weakness, but then at the same time, that's a hidden strength because you really don't know who's gonna be the guy to take your head off.
But none of them are going to let you down either.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, Justin?
I want to throw in something. You just mentioned we don't have a Quentin Williams. I disagree. I think if Jaheim Otis stays healthy, he can have that kind of a year. And now that we have some coaching that can actually this is a new word we haven't heard in a long time, so I want everybody to brace themselves, develop them. We can see these guys on the front really go to that next level. We hadn't had that really until we started to see a little bit of this past year. We had a little piecing together of things, if you will. Now we're going to see a real big difference. I really want to see Quandarius Robinson have that breakout year. This is make it or break it for him. Yeah. We saw Chris Braswell save his best for last, his last go around, and it was definitely worth the wait. Can't Quandarius be that guy to do the same thing? And this is final year. If it's not him, Steven, we've talked about Keanu Coate. This guy is chomping at the bit. He's got the ability to be like a Will Anderson. Hold on, chat. Don't get crazy. I'm not saying he's going to be Will Anderson. He has the traits, and he's not going to wait around. And I'm excited about this young man.
I mean, and this is why I go back to the conversation I had with Coach Swift, who's been training all of these defensive linemen for Alabama this offseason. He talked about it. They're working on nothing but pass rush. This whole summer, this defensive line has trained on nothing but pass rush moves, getting after the quarterback. And the best thing about the 4-2-5, as Marvin talked about it last week, it's just now win your gap. Win your gap, beat your man, get to the quarterback. Whether that's Keenan, Smith, Jaheim Otis, doesn't matter who it is, win your gap, get to the quarterback. So I think this defensive line can be really, really solid. I think it can have a couple of guys to a few guys that could possibly pop for marquee years. It's just going to be interesting to see who's going to be the guy that's going to be like, okay, this is my defensive front. I'm taking over. Who going to follow me?
Okay. Yeah. So I think, defensive line, that's going to be a turning head point. We kind of all just gave a little comparison there of somebody we thought we liked, somebody, we didn't, or not really didn't, but we felt could do this, couldn't do this type thing. I'm going to stick with Tim and LT. I think those would be some dogs for us on there. But some other things in this 4-2-5. It ain't just about the four guys up front right there. We got a lot of other guys on the field. Linebackers here. On the field, technically by position, you only have two. Now you're going to have a hybrid that fits. It'll be a hybrid. He'll kind of be like a Mark Barron, a kind of Justin Woodall, kind of, a kind of guy that can come, Landon Collins, like that can come down and play that extra spot. So linebackers, Lawson and Campbell. So we're going to have a lot. We're going to see a lot. Stephen M. Smith, break those down for us real quick. We kind of know what we're getting with those guys already, especially Lawson. We just need him to stay injury free. And he'll probably be first, second round pick this coming year. Break it down for us real quick.
Well, the main two, Deontay Lawson, Jihad Campbell. Lawson last year missed some time due to a little ankle knee issue, but he still finished the year with 67 tackles. Was still flying around the field making plays. He's fully healthy this year. Jihad Campbell's going to play that sting linebacker position where he's going to be kind of asked to do a lot of what Reuben Foster did, and that's fly around, be a cannon, and blow stuff up, but also play in coverage as well. And so Campbell can 100% do that. But behind those two, you got guys like Jeremiah Alexander's a freak show. The kid has learned to play inside linebacker. That kid's a freak show. It's going to be fun to watch him. You look at guys like Justin Okunrokwo from Germany. You go back to the spring game, the kid had 11 tackles. He's just now starting to get the game of football because he played in Germany. Once they put some more strength on that kid, he's going to be something. Then you look at Justin Jefferson, the former JUCO kid. He is going to be used a lot in those rush third down packages on the field, and then he's got speed. And then Sterling Dixon from the South Alabama area, that kid's a baller as well. So at inside linebacker, you're stacked. Outside linebacker in that wolf package, a guy that can either walk down as an extra defensive lineman or stand up to rush, you got Quandarius Robinson. Keanu Coote is a speed edge-bending demon. That guy can bend off the edge. I really like that guy. And then you got Quay Rusall, who can bend off the edge and is very special right there. And then you got guys like Yancey Pierre, who can bend off the edge and attack the core. So it's different guys. You have depth at inside linebacker. You have depth at outside linebacker. The outside linebacker position is not going to be the issue. The thing is going to be at linebacker is you lost two great edges with Dallas Turner and Chris Braswell. Who takes over that mantle? You lost two guys that carried that mantle well when Will Anderson left. Who's the next two to take on that mantle?
And Stephen Smith, you can look at it like this too. The last two drafts, we've had an outside linebacker drafted in the round one.
Yes.
Okay.
So who's the next guy that wants to go round one?
Mm-hmm.
Is it
Will
Q Rob?
Anderson and him.
Is it Keanu Coote? Is it Quay Russo? Is it Pierre? Like who?
Is it
who
Lawson? Is it Campbell? Is
yes.
it who is it? Who wants to be that guy?
Who wants to be next to go in the first round?
Yeah. So linebackers. You just heard those right there. Those are all great guys coming to Tide, taking care of there. Now we're going to talk about some of the most athletic people on the whole field, in my opinion. The 5 DBs we're going to have in the back.
Oh, my goodness.
I can go for days on this one right here. But strengths and weaknesses, Stephen M. Smith, give us some strength and weaknesses for the 5 DBs we're going to have in the backfield this year.
Well, okay. The strengths, a ton of depth, a ton of talent. So you got a ton of depth, a ton of talent. The one weakness is the youth and the growing pains. But even with that, you can deal with the growing pains. And as Marshall said, you got Malachi Moore, which will help.
You're gonna coach them boys. I'm sorry.
So you got Malachi Moore, who will help with those growing pains. You got Keon Saab, who will help with those growing pains. He has experience. You got Devontae Smith, who's a leader. Yep. He'll help with those growing pains. And then, not to mention,
Jackson.
You got Damani Jackson, who's played. He'll help with that. And the other the other corner, who may be opposite of him, Deshaun Jones from Wake Forest.
Oh,
who's probably got the most experience of anybody in that secondary. Deshaun Jones played 3 years at Wake Forest.
He did.
Last year was his best year. He had 3 picks. So, and him at 6 feet, 181 pounds, he can cover. He's got excellent closing speed. He can light you up tackling. He can play the football. He's a physical man out there on the field. If your 2 corners end up being Damani Jackson and Deshaun Jones, the 2 transfers, that's nice right there.
That's beautiful. Beautiful work. Especially Damani Jackson. So we'll kind of wrap up right here, guys. But Damani Jackson, it's going to be a lockdown corner either side you put him on. I don't know if he'll see the field this year due to what Stephen M. Smith said about the depth. But when King Mack gets on the field, I'm going to tell you right now, when he gets on the field, he's going to be able to keep up with any burner we got or any burner your team has.
I'm going to
he's
say
be able
this.
to keep up with him.
King Mack will be the next free safety.
Yeah, dude, he is.
Look, I will say this. King Mack, body-wise, is Buda Baker.
Yes.
When Buda Baker came out of Washington, Buda Baker was only 5'9", 5'10".
Agreed.
But Buda Baker could hit, could cover, could do it all. And is right now in the NFL. I think he's still with the Cardinals, if I'm not mistaken. King Mack is basically Buda Baker, but needs needs time on task. But he's basically Buda Baker.
So, the Tide just reloads, baby. The Tide just reloads and keeps going, baby. Haters gonna hate, guys.
Real quick, we're talking about strengths and weaknesses real quick. We talked about the kind of by committee on the D-line, the experience we have at linebacker, and then I truly believe the secondary is the strength of the defense overall. The freaks from top to bottom. Malachi Moore is a coach on the field. He's going to have those guys in position to where they need to go, what they need to do. He's done it for 3 years now. He's always an All-American somewhere. He's more than likely going to be a first-round pick. He came back for a reason. He saw something special in this group and who was coming. I'm very excited for the young guys like Mbakwe. Oh, my God, that kid blows me away.
Mbakwe's going to be a beast.
Dude, not Mbakwe, yes. Red Morgan.
Tape, man. It's scary.
Red Morgan is going to be special.
Licking their chops, baby.
That kid in spring ball, I cannot tell you how many times I'm in that facility and Kalen DeBoer kept saying, Red Morgan, one-handed pick in practice. Morgan, circus interception in practice. Morgan, flying, blowing stuff up. Like, Red Morgan is going to be a problem.
All Fantastic. Love to hear that, guys. Love to hear that. He said we can still say
Steven,
this.
corner or safety, would you like him to see him play?
Red. Red.
Yeah.
Safety.
Okay.
Now, right now, he's battling Devontae Smith for that Husky spot.
Okay.
But ultimately, I want to see Red as a safety.
Okay.
Okay. Safety would be fun. Giving him free range a little bit there, depending on coverage.
Gotta let an
and
athlete
what's
be an
going on.
athlete.
I want to see Red. I want to see Red at safety. I want to see Mbakwe ultimately at corner. I want to see a year where I want to see in the future where it's Mbakwe and Xavier Brown at both corner spots.
Oh, that's in the near
my
future.
God,
Maybe
stop
next year.
it.
Maybe next year. I mean, this could be next year. Who knows? But guys, we're going to end the show. We went over a little bit tonight, guys. Thank you guys for joining. This has been Saturday Night Talk'n Bama. Next week, we're going to have JB back on with us. I'll talk with Stephen M. Smith about, upcoming stuff, about next week maybe. Yeah, guys, we got a big show next week. Hopefully we'll get some recruits in, guys. We are coming up, guys. We're counting down. Football's coming up. And also, quick announcement. The show, we're going to give an announcement next week. I'm going to do it with JB on about the show for in season and what we're going to do on Saturday nights and what day our show will move to. We'll announce that next week with JB live. Y'all have a good night. We don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide, baby.
Roll Tide, baby.
Roll Tide with it.
Roll Tide.